crazy. Made them all. Utah State beats Wyoming to stay in second place, 71-67. Boise State handled UNLV. This game was in Vegas. Dyson Degenhardt had 16 points and 7 rebounds. And the Broncos beat the Rebels 71-62. Nevada wins at Air Force 74-60. And in overtime, San Jose State got 30 points each from Josh Uduje and Latrell Davis. They beat Fresno State 94-91 in overtime in Fresno. And so as you go into this thing tonight, you got the one game tonight in regards to where you are standings-wise, the midweek, and then you'll jump into the weekend games. The Lobos will be at Air Force. It's a quick turnaround. You got a day game at Air Force on Saturday. But New Mexico's sitting alone in first place. Utah State is in second place at 10-2. Colorado State 8-2. The San Diego State 8-3. Boise State 8-4. And then Nevada and UNLV and San Jose State all 5-7. Any surprises to you as we sit here? Are you surprised the Lobos are sitting at the top 10-1?
No.
Okay.
No, I think it's a combination, as we've discussed, of this team, how good they are, versus where the conference is. I think of surprises. This point, I would say Colorado State being 8-2, as good as they are to this point in the season. Nevada,
yes,
5-7 is the biggest surprise. I think overall you expected a little bit of a step back, but I don't know if we thought it was going to be, in terms of the talent at the top, kind of the feeling of it's only a 2-bid league, but that's where we are. But still, overall, with what we've seen New Mexico and Utah State do, it's been good. Disappointing not to have necessarily the depth of potential tournament teams as last year. But still, when you look at it, even with that not being there, the conference race in terms of seeding, even behind that, you have 3 8-win teams at this point.
Yeah. I'm a little surprised at 10-1. The fact that they've won in Vegas and in Logan, and at Fort Collins, you figure you're going to drop one along the way, and you probably didn't figure it was going to be San Jose, right? And look, they're a point away. And they're an offensive rebound away from being undefeated in the league right now. Right? Now, you can tell me, okay, but they won a game in Vegas that maybe they stole. I don't know. I mean, did they steal it? I thought they played pretty well. Somebody's going to win a close game. They're an offensive rebound in San Jose State away from being undefeated in this league. A little bit surprised at 10-1, but maybe I shouldn't be. So I'm surprised Boise State at 8-4. I thought they might be a little bit better than that with everything that they had back. Absolutely surprised Nevada's 5-7, and I'm going to tell you a little surprised that UNLV's only 5-7. I thought they'd be a little bit better than that. But as we hit the midway point, I mean, you look at it, and I think Donovan Dent is the player of the year in this league. It's going to be interesting to round out. I think the guy you're going to see tonight, Nick Clifford, is on that first-team all-conference team.
Oh, no doubt. He's the one that probably has the strongest case of, if you were to say, all right, who else is in the conversation for player of the year?
Who are your 5 first-teamers? I think Ian Martinez.
3 of them on the floor tonight.
Yeah. Nelly, Dent, Neek. I think Ian Martinez. I think. And then Degenhardt or Cardenas from Boise State. Bird, I don't know that anybody from San Diego State makes first team. Denon Thomas is hard to leave off, right?
Yeah, and it could come down to probably Degenhardt and Denon Thomas.
Because somebody from Utah State, if they continue the way they're going to get,
they're
going to get on.
You want to credit a team with there, so probably Martinez, Falslev, done some nice things as well.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, watching Falslev in person was so much, and he didn't have a good game, but man, I love watching him all year. I thought he was terrific and smooth, and he had an off game, and the Lobos shut him down. They did a really nice job with him. All right, we got a lot to do, man. A lot to do today. We're going to get into Super Week. We're going to get into the reactions now that you're hearing from Luka and Anthony Davis and Kyrie and LeBron and everybody about the big trade. We've got the trade deadline in the NBA coming up tomorrow, so we'll watch as something may happen today. You got the bond that we didn't get into yesterday to move the soccer stadium forward. the NIL bill that's in the roundhouse to help out the Lobos and the Aggies, which I think is a really good thing. And I want to get into that and talk about, how that might work and what that would mean. Kicker wants to get paid. We got a game in the NBA last night. You had a team score 6 points in about a second and a half last night to win a game, which was crazy last night. And then one player in the NBA equating the trade deadline to modern day slavery. And I'll let you know his thoughts on that. 505-246-0610 is how to get in today, no matter where you want to go. 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Valentine's Day is next Friday, so you're shopping, you're trying to figure it out. Do yourself a favor and get over to John Thomas Jewelers. They're on the third floor of the Lewis University building on Louisiana, 1 block south of Manal, so directly east across the street from Coronado Mall. Hey, go to johnthomasjewelers.com and see what they've got, and then you're going to want to go over there. They are the best jewelry store you will ever be in. The coolest jewelry store, according to In-Store Magazine, and the only 5-star Google-rated full-service jeweler in Albuquerque. They've got their own on-site custom design center. They'll create anything you want. If you're shopping for a ring, a bracelet, a watch, whatever, a necklace. But here's what they're doing for you now, all the way through Valentine's Day, which is next Friday. They're going to match your buy with a pair of lab-grown diamond studs. They're going to gift it to you. Stud earrings, absolutely free. So if you buy a $5,000, let's say, engagement ring, they're going to give you a $5,000 pair of stud earrings. You buy a $500 bracelet, they'll match you with a $500 pair of studs. A $1,000 necklace, you get it. They match you with a $1,000 pair of stud earrings. This is an insane deal. Go by and see what they've got going. You're going to love the place. You're going to love the service, and you're going to love the product. It's my jeweler. It should be yours. John Thomas Jewelers, johnthomasjewelers.com, or 2440 Louisiana Northeast, Suite 310, third floor of the Lewis University building on Louisiana, 1 block south of Manal.
Are you ready?
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans.
A prerequisite for what we do today.
Comes in handy every once in a while.
I don't even understand sometimes. I don't. You ever think how much we talk a day?
Yes, I do.
Like when you do a game, you spoke for 2.5 hours last night, right?
Yep.
And then 3 hours here. That's 5 hours of just flapping our gums.
A lot of yapping.
Yeah, dude. Then you go home and you play with your kid. I do a lot. That's why I do a lot of listening the rest of my life.
I do like to listen.
Yeah, I try to just shut up. All right. Not a lot of big Super Bowl stories other than Trump's going to be there. You know, I didn't even look at StubHub. Did that affect, do you think that affected the price of tickets? The fact that that the president's going to the Super Bowl? I know it affected security and people, it's going to affect your experience, how you get in and out and that sort of a thing. I was looking at tickets the other day. What did I tell you? You can get in for like $3,900. It went down. Now you can get in right now, JJ, for $2,900. You can find a Super Bowl ticket on StubHub for $2,900. I mean, heck, wait till Friday. We might be able to get in for $2,500. You want to go? Have you had a desire to go to a Super Bowl? Like I've been to one, I guess you always want to go to one, right? You always want to go to experience the whole scene. But like, would you rather go a game that you don't have a team in, like this game? This one's historic. That's why I thought the tickets would be more, right? That you get an opportunity to see history. But let's just say next year it's I don't know. I mean, pick two teams. You know, that it's the Eagles and the Bengals. Is that like something that you want to go to?
I really don't have a desire to go to a Super Bowl in person.
Yeah.
I'm really would be much more interested in like the Final Four.
Yeah.
And chance to do something like
Final
that.
Four's fun. Yeah.
See those two games, even get to the championship game, and that Saturday, Monday type of split, something along those lines.
I'll tell you, all of these events at this level, and I want to say I think the Super Bowl, the Final Four, and the National Championship are different than the NBA Finals, the World Series, the Stanley Cup, only because they're all, in essence, one-game events. Now, this Final Four is a 2-day event. But the pomp around it's not like when it's going to end, unless it's Game 7 or right, you don't know that a series is going to end, right? And I've never been to the NBA Finals, but I've been to all the others. And dude, the Final Four is different now. You got 4 fan bases. The Saturday of the Final Four is fun. Saturday of the Final Four is, because it's in an arena, you got 4 fan bases, 2 different games. Usually they're really good. But, that's a fair question. If you could go to one, like pick your event, and it could be the Indy 500, it could be Wimbledon, it could be the Masters. If like, all right, you get to go, we're going to gift you an event this year. Super Bowl, National Football, College Football National Championship, Final Four. That's a 2-day event. Like, what would it be? Because I think they're all really cool, and it does. My last Final Four experience was really, really, really fun. But it was different. But look, they're all really good. But yeah, tickets are dropping for that. All right, but yeah, Donald Trump's going to be at the Super Bowl, the first sitting president to do so. That seems so odd to me that a sitting president's never gone to the Super Bowl. So Secret Service is going to be responsible for protecting him. They said Tuesday that it's had staff on the ground preparing days for the visit. Extensive planning and coordination have been in place to ensure the safety of all attendees. So fans can expect more information in the coming days about the security and the scrutiny and what they're going to go through. He'll sit for an interview with Brett Baer from Fox as part of the pregame show, which will be taped in Florida before the game. Presidents have traditionally granted, right? This is not odd. They've traditionally granted an interview to the network who's broadcasting the game, although both Trump and Joe Biden kind of were inconsistent about doing that. But Trump hasn't said who thinks he's going to win. He was asked again yesterday, who's going to win, Mr. President? Who's going to win the Super Bowl? He was asked that. He says, I don't want to say, but there's a certain quarterback that seems to be pretty good at winner. He seems to be a pretty good winner. Okay. So I think he's leaning towards the Chiefs. He hosted the Stanley Cup champion Panthers, by the way, the other day. So as far as NFL news, dude, really, it's been a quiet week. You're going to get your NFL class this week. Eli's in, right? Don't you think? Eli had the class as a first-timer.
I think it's going to be tight.
You think it's going to be tight with him?
I do.
Yeah, I think he gets
2 fantastic Super Bowl victories, but a whole heck of a lot of average.
If he doesn't get in this time, I think he's getting in. Will he be a first ballot guy? I don't know. I think some of the news is Andy Reid said he's going to coach at least one more season. Does he feel like a guy that is near the end of you? I mean, if I just watched Belichick take a job at 74 years old in college.
I don't see Andy Reid doing that. I think because he's going to get the chance to say he's done.
No, that's right. I don't think he's going to go do that.
I think that was the difference with Bill Belichick, because he wasn't done. He felt he wasn't done. The Patriots were done with him.
Right.
I think at some point, too, Andy Reid, 26 straight years being a head coach, ridiculous success. He is one of the best ever in that game as well. That if he's able to win 3 in a row, come back next year, I think at some point in time, absolutely, just go live your life.
Yeah. But maybe, you know enough coaches, dude. This is their life. Right? I mean, how many coaches who have been in this grind for 26 years?
At some point, you need someone to tell you to stop.
Yeah.
You do.
And okay, you think he's at that point?
I think he's getting close, because he acknowledged that, one more year, I'm enjoying it, I'm having fun.
Yeah.
But you also...
How old is he?
66.
It's not that old.
It's not that old, but at some point in time, I want some of these guys to be able to live their life, too. That's a gigantic commitment, even when you have Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. I wonder what else do these guys do? If you've been doing that grind for 26 years, that is
enjoy your grandchildren.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm not going to tell a guy if this is what he enjoys more than
I'm not gonna
than
tell him
getting
that
up
he
late
has to
and walking
stop.
the dog and going to play golf or something. I just what would a I mean, I think about this a lot, man. I've been doing this show for 16 and a half years. Been running that bowl game for 19 years. But like, what would I do? Not that I'm getting close, but what would retirement look like? What do you do? Let's just say I do this another 10 years or whatever.
Become one of those famous people on the sideline at Michigan football games.
What do you do? Right? I mean, if this is how you're living your life because you enjoy it. I mean, are you going to be cool? Just, hey, I'm getting up, I'm just walking the dog, and then...
For Andy Reid, too, it's different when you know that this success is not going anywhere with Patrick Mahomes, so you could do this for a while. I'm just saying with...
It's not like he's coaching the Browns.
Some of these guys, absolutely, they love it. Pete Carroll's back in the game.
Yeah.
Chomping, ready to go. I'm not
right?
saying he has to retire. You can't keep doing this, but sure, at some point, it would be nice to just...
Yeah. I say
for everyone involved, be like, hey, we're going to go on an extended vacation and not have to explain it away like Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, or there's only this window in July or in May that we can go on vacation. Yeah, after the draft, but before mini camp, and yeah. But I mean, any of us who work in sports, I mean, seriously, there's windows where you cannot do things. Like, dude, don't get married. I shouldn't say that, and he might even be listening. He's a good buddy of mine. I was best man at a wedding the week before the bowl game a year ago, right? And you do it. But it's a good thing it was in Santa Fe and not in.
Destination wedding.
Yeah. That would have been a lot harder for me. Yeah. I think he goes out when Patrick Mahomes goes out.
I think it's before.
Okay. It might be. He gives it over to Spags or something.
Mahomes
has another 12 years. Yeah. Andy Reid.
I'd want to get out before I'm 80.
Yeah.
For sure.
But if you're still digging what you do and you're still having fun, and they probably keep him young, right? I mean, they probably, make him feel like he's, Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610. When we get back, what did LeBron have to say about the KD Kyrie trade? All the reactions yesterday were really interesting, but yet somewhat the same. We'll get into that. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard. serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can...
I mean, Kyrie and LeBron spoke yesterday. Luka and Anthony Davis traded spots. LeBron said he thought it was a hoax, said it still doesn't seem real. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal. JJ, Kyrie said he's grieving that, what did he say? The Slovenian Presidente is no longer here. Anthony Davis showed up and said he was getting ready to watch a movie and got caught off guard, and I'm over it. I'm ready to play, which was probably the right answer.
Yeah, out of all this, you can see like there's legit WTF reaction from
everybody.
Luka was shocked, but he can fall back on, man, I'll be the face of the Lakers for the next 10 years. That's a pretty good situation to be in. Anthony Davis goes in there, and he kind of had the we'll bleep everyone mentality. It's over. Let's go. Let's move on. Kyrie's a little bit stunned, but it goes back to like there's just no way that I could just sit here and just buy in that yeah, what a move for Dallas and let's go. Okay, there's some basketball things you might like better on the floor, but whew.
There's a lot of people who are trying to sell you that.
They're trying to sell you that.
Yeah.
And then there's a whole lot of people, everyone else, especially in that league, they ain't buying it.
No, there's a lot of people trying to sell you that. LeBron said it became real when he saw the video of Anthony Davis at the Maverick shoot-around. He's like, oh, bleep, this is real. He says, if I had concerns about it, I'd waive my no-trade clause and get up out of here. I'm here right now. I'm committed to the Lakers organization. Okay. My emotions were all over the place, he said. We had just come off a big win, a huge win in the Garden. I was out. I mean, you guys have seen the report. I was out with my family at dinner, and I got the news. And the first time I heard it, I thought it was for sure fake. I thought it was a hoax, people messing around or whatever. But then when AD called me, AD FaceTimed me, and I talked to him for quite a while. And even when I got off the phone with him, it still didn't seem real. That was what he said. He was asked, how was that call with AD? He said it was definitely a weird, uncomfortable truth moment for us, just knowing that he was going to be gone. That was very, very difficult, very challenging. I could see how in shock he was, obviously, and he probably saw it from my face as well. All right, that was LeBron. Kyrie Irving's got a new teammate. Just really shocked, he said. Right? It still is a grieving process. I miss my hermano. Then he said, this is a business that's way above my pay grade. No, it's not.
I know these guys' pay grades are pretty good.
Yeah, your pay grade's pretty high. I've just got to adjust and be ready to welcome my new pay. And it is what it is. But at the same time, we still have to acknowledge our little Slovenian president is no longer here, and we've got to adjust. Yeah, to your point, Luka's like, yeah, all right. But I'm the face of the Lakers now, moving forward. It's going to be something, man. I want to see how LeBron handles this moving forward. He said the right things, and you knew he would say relatively the right things. After this year, is he going to want to be there? See how the two of them get along, how they play together. It's been LeBron's team. Let's see how this, if this slides to where it's Luka's team. If there's that feel that it's Luka's team, does he still want to be here, or does he want to get up out of here?
So there's always been the talk over the last few years that they're trying to make Anthony Davis the number one. Have Anthony Davis take over and be someone that really can carry the franchise through the regular season. Yet it's still always been LeBron James, and so we haven't had to ask that question. So they've tried to push it, or at least a narrative around it. It was like, all right, Anthony Davis, it's your time to step up. It's your time to be the leader on this. Let LeBron kind of play the Travis Kelce role, right? And then just show up in the playoffs and go off. And never really felt that way. But now this is the first time where, and it's taken LeBron James to get to 40 years old, where there's someone on the team that are like, yeah, this dude could be the lead over you. This person could be the marquee player. Because even when he's played with other Hall of Famers, he was LeBron James in his prime.
Always.
He's the best player on the floor.
Now, if he gets, let's say he went to Golden State. That's Steph's team, and he's going there, but he knows he's going into that role. To have someone come into your place and unseat you, to me, is different. See, and you're shaking your head a little bit. You don't think that would be different?
I think at some point,
a guy he's played with, who's got a relationship with Steph, they played on the Olympic team.
I don't see him going to Golden State at all.
I don't either, but people throw that out there all the time. Like, where would he go? And that's
honestly, it would just, to me, it would maybe back to Cleveland just to wrap it up. But
which would be fine.
I also don't necessarily see this being an issue with LeBron James. No, like it's not. We're not talking 4 or 5 more years of basketball.
How many years are we talking?
Probably 2 to 3.
Yeah. I mean, that's a
significant
he's chunk of time.
Amazing athlete.
Yeah. That's a significant chunk of time.
But we're also discussing, are we really going to be sitting here with a 43, 44-year-old LeBron James? Like Tom Brady did it in the NFL.
One dude's in way better shape. Look at the specimen that LeBron is. He's playing at a really high level. He's got a really high ego, which I don't have a problem with. Most of those guys at that level do. Wants to do things that nobody else has done.
Yeah, but I also don't think then if he has a really high ego, why is he sliding to another franchise that's going to have an established player and think that's going to be better? So
you think Cleveland would be the spot? And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Would he be the dude in Cleveland right now?
Yeah.
Boy, I tell you what, Cleveland would be something right now with him.
Donovan Mitchell. I mean, he's a very good player.
By the way,
anytime LeBron James steps on the floor, everyone's going to be the number 2.
Yeah, Cleveland's number 1 in the East. Well, everyone except for maybe the guy that he's playing with now.
Yeah.
It's going to be really interesting.
But he still has that aura. Like, we're having this discussion because
I'm not arguing that.
He's doing enough to still back it up to this point.
He certainly is that dude. All right, 505-246-0610. When we come back, I want to talk about this. There's a bill that has been introduced in Santa Fe that would help UNM and New Mexico State's athletic departments. That would put $2.5 million into each of their NIL funds. So we'll go to the schools to help NIL. How do you feel about it? I've watched all kinds of reaction from that's not nearly enough to why are they getting as much as us to why are we doing it to wow, that's great. There's only been a little that's great which is crazy. Peanuts, not enough. Yeah, I wanted the state to step up. $2.5 million into the NIL fund. How would it work? I want to get into it. Want your thoughts on it? 505-246-0610. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by
Proudly say, I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Yeah, it was Monday night. And it was a bill, Senate Bill 268 for New Mexico and New Mexico State athletics. And it was about funding NIL for UNM and New Mexico State. It's the opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. So it says, and it's sponsored by a number of senators, George Munoz, Benny Shendo, Mo Maestas. Reading it the way it reads, and it's an act of making appropriations to the Board of Regents to the University of New Mexico and the Board of Regents of New Mexico State to fund athletics. Be it enacted that the legislature of the state of New Mexico appropriation $2,500,000, $2.5 million, is appropriated from the general fund to the Board of Regents of the University of New Mexico for expenditure in fiscal year 2026 to fund athletics. Any unexpended or unencumbered balance remaining at the end of the fiscal year shall be returned to the general fund. $2,500,000 appropriated to the general fund for the Board of Regents of New Mexico State University, same thing. It's contingent upon New Mexico State hiring an athletic director. This is kind of a little tag on here. Obviously, with Amber Burge as the AD, she does not have 5 years of experience. But New Mexico State hiring an AD with at least 5 years of name, image, likeness policy experience. I don't believe Fernando Lobo has that. Does he? I don't think anybody. Does anybody have 5 years of NIL experience?
Do we have that yet?
I don't know that NIL's been around for 5 years. That's not really the issue, although it's part of the issue. I appreciate it. So I think this is the right step. And I think George Munoz, Benny Shendo, Mo Maestas are on the right path. There's money. They understand that the importance of NIL. This would be, from the way I understand it, in addition to whatever other monies the universities would be getting for operations and stuff like that. I've looked at some of the response on the social media, which is always a bad place to start. But I got everything from $2.5 million. What the hell are these universities going to do with that? Buy tissue for the restrooms? Like that's not nearly enough. To why are we funding New Mexico State at the same level? To thank you. And I think the right answer is, wow, thank you for starting to think this way. It can be amended if they if you have conversation, you can amend it to be more.
That it's a good first step in playing the game that is college athletics.
Doesn't it feel that way? Like, okay, wow, that's a good start. Now, there's a lot of questions. Is this recurring? And I don't believe that this particular bill would be recurring. I think it would have to be revisited every year. But I think these legislators recognize, the importance of athletics. And you're going to ask, would this go to football? Would it go to basketball? You're going to get into the weeds, and I don't know the answers. I'm going to guess it would go to both. I don't know if we'll go even. And I know we're going to get into this conversation of basketball versus football, and you're going to tell me that it's got to go to basketball and not football. And I'm going to tell you the answer is both. And as much as I don't want to keep banging on the same drum. Right, the people who understand, like Mo Maestas, that you need football to be good to rise your entire athletic department are going to get it. And the people like the one guy who tells me all the time, let's just spend nothing on football and be not good, but just have it because we have to. I mean, what do you do in your life to do just because we have to? What do you do? Let's just do the bare minimum. What honestly, what in your life do you do? I guess, is that how you do your job? Is that how you go to work? Is that, honestly, what do you do in your life that's, I'm just going to do the bare minimum because I have to.
Laundry?
I mean, whatever, but you buy.
Then it just sits there for like a week, and I guess I'll put it away.
Yeah, I fold it right away. That's one of those things.
That's the one thing I always think about, man. If I was rich, if I had someone do my laundry,
really?
that would be the
Can I just
the
tell
game
you,
changer.
I don't want anybody else doing my laundry. When I was married, I did my own laundry. I want to do my laundry. I do it a certain way. I hang certain things. Laundry never bothered me.
Man, finding all these socks.
Laundry never, that's, man, the game's on and the laundry's in, and laundry never bothers me. Now, if I had to go to a laundromat, it would bother me. I made a pact a long time ago with myself. When I got my first place that had a washer and dryer, that I'm never going back to a laundromat.
I need that washer and dryer money.
So seriously, man, last year I had to buy a new washing machine, right? And I mean, that was a big deal for me. No, laundry doesn't bother me. But what in your life do you do that way? I think this, and I'm wondering where you are. And I know some of you are going to say, why are we spending money, state money on this? And the answer is A, because you've got it, right? And I'll go back to this. We're the richest poor state in America. The money is there. And you can't keep up with some of these states that have these big corporations that are sending a lot of all these dollars into your NIL. And so if your state is in a position to help you and help you be competitive, then I'm all for this. Now, I'm in athletics. I'm in sports. I see the value of this. And it's been proven, if your athletic programs are better, your enrollment goes up, and it benefits your entire university, hence your entire state, hence the economy, hence we all win. But I'm curious, when you saw this, maybe you haven't, maybe this is the first time you've seen this, but Senate Bill 268 would give UNM and NMSU $2.5 million to help fund NIL. Because to me, when it was sent to me, I'm like, you know what, attaboy. Mo and George and Benny Shendo. That here's the starting point. And like anything else, it'll be bantered around in a committee, and they may say, you know what, let's just start at $1.5 million. Or maybe, you know what, we should go to 5. Or maybe this is the right number. But the fact that the conversation has started at the Roundhouse and the acknowledgement is there that NIL is present and that you have got to play to compete. My answer is, what the hell, man? Only 2. No, man, really? It isn't free enough for you? That was my first response. You're getting nothing, and now they're giving you $2.5 million, and you're like, what kind of crap is that? We need 10. We're gonna buy toilet paper? What? Yeah, maybe it's not enough to fund your entire NIL. I agree with that. But I don't know that it's intended to fund your entire NIL.
$2.5 million is, again, a good step in this game. And if people are wondering why, it's because it's the way the game is played across the board right now. You can get money invested from private sources, from the state with your state universities. I like the way it's presented for New Mexico and New Mexico State. And if you can get it done, you say thank you. We'll continue to work on this, and go get some players.
Text line, I appreciate Santa Fe doing something finally for the sports programs. But where's the money for the stadium? What are we doing here? I wish I could call it just more half measures, but it's not even a half measure. I think I think they're separate. I think the capital outlay for the stadium is a whole nother issue. Yeah, I'm with you on that. And I think NIL and capital outlay are two different issues. Yeah, I think now I don't think this $2.5 million instead of, and I don't know who's pushing for money for the stadium right now. Because I agree with you on where's the money for the stadium. I'm going to tell you, I look at this as a start, helping get in the NIL game. That's just not enough, is what I'm hearing, huh? Yeah, I think you got to look at the stadium improvements thing as something different, because that's a separate bill and that's a separate conversation. That, by the way, I also believe needs to be had. 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Signing day today. And is the modern day is the trade deadline just modern day slavery? That's what one player thinks. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
95.9 FM.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
Victorious over New Mexico. And Lobos have lost 4 in a row there. It's Super Week. It's the opening drive. It's 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. JJ, before I get in, well, let's hit some hoops. Earlier this week, the Cousy Award finalists came out, right? There were 10 players on the list for the best point guard in the country. And we all sit around and we watch Donovan Dent. And we're not the only. I saw Rothstein's quote, John Rothstein's tweet. And he's a national sports writer, and he said, it's how any list without Donovan Dent on it is just wrong. And Richard Pitino came out and said, look, man, we're not concerned about personal awards, but it's a crime. And you and I both think it's criminal that Donovan Dent's not on a list of the top 10 point guards in America, right?
That is correct.
All right. And there's other guys. And I have
They
not...
should be investigated. There should be committees looking into this.
That would be a waste of money. Doge would get rid of that in a heartbeat. You know that. Well, it's in America, so maybe it wouldn't be. There's other really good point guards. Are you familiar with Sean Newman?
Everyone is getting familiar with him this week.
Sean Newman is Louisiana Tech's point guard. And he's really good. He plays in Conference USA, and he's really good. Talvin Hester is the head coach at Louisiana Tech. And he was pretty vocal about his guy not being there. He said, it makes me feel like there's a concerted effort to separate the levels. Don't call it Division I. Don't call it a Division I award if it doesn't include all Division I players. Look, there's 10 spots, and this is where this is where we say, who are you going to take off? I mean, Sean Newman's really good. He's averaging 10.5 points a game, 9 assists per game, 2 rebounds a game. Second best assist per game in the country. What's Donnie averaging? 9 point. Is Dent leading the nation in assists?
No.
No, he's not. It's 6.6 assists. Not even close. Okay. This guy's second in the country in assists. Second in the country in assists per game. He's got 3 games of 22 points plus and 8+ assists. Tied for most of the country this season. It's a good point guard. I mean, his coach is going to go to bat. I have no problem, first of all, when I see a coach go to bat for his guy. None. If a coach hosts a press conference and gets asked or doesn't ask, he doesn't get asked but offers, why your guys. It's like, remember when Alford went off when Darrington Hobson didn't win Player of the Year and Xavier Thames did? Is that sound about right to you? Or was it Kendall Williams? It was pretty much. Did Xavier Thames win Player of the Year that year?
I was in that one of those dudes.
And Steve's big thing was, the best player on the number 1 seed should win it. When you're watching your guy every day, I have no problem. Somebody says small school on the list is Gonzaga. They're not a small school. Come on, stop.
Yeah, you can pick apart all these players. I have no problem with La Tech's coach going out there going, dude, it's a point guard list, and my guy's averaging 9 assists per game. Yeah. And he's not on this list. Now, he's only the 4th leading scorer on the team, but he's the point guard dishing out 9 assists. And that's where you start nitpicking, because you are talking about 10 out of how many point guards in the country?
I'm going to guess 352.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're nitpicking at that point, but I do think that Donovan Dent, record-wise, schedule-wise, talent-wise, production-wise, is one of the top 10 point guards.
Donovan Dent should be on there. Yeah. I mean, Donovan Dent. By the way, did you see what column was I looking at yesterday? I think it was on Sports Illustrated, talking about job openings, and Richard Pitino's name was the first name thrown out for that Miami job. And it's not the first time. I mean, his name's out there a lot for that Miami job.
But how about the ACC? The turnover the last few years.
There's a new guard, and that's
from the veteran coaches. Like, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm done with this.
But that's almost why it's gettable.
Larry Nega,
Florida State.
Hamilton's gonna
Leonard
resign after
Hamilton's out
this season.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
Duke,
think about
Duke
Bennett,
had
yeah.
turnover. Syracuse had
Yeah.
turnover. Yeah. No, and that's why, Hubert Davis is probably in trouble at North Carolina.
He's trying to shake things up.
Yeah.
I mean, a GM.
Look, there's a whole lot of noise, and that's why it's almost gettable. And, Miami will throw $3.5 million. That's one to watch. I'm not telling you he's out of here. But you're going to see his name up for a lot of jobs, and that one's up. So don't be surprised when you see it. All right. Trade deadline in the NBA is tomorrow. And you're seeing a lot. Boy, there's a lot of noise about KD going back to Golden State, isn't there? He was downgraded from questionable to doubtful for tonight's game. Whatever that means to you.
Means the day before the trade deadline,
Yes.
they're taking a step back, seeing what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's exactly what. Warriors guard Dennis Schroeder made a comment yesterday, and it's getting a lot of noise, and it's not the first time that this has been said. Dennis Schroeder owns a basketball team in Germany. He's 31 years old. He's been in this league. He's a veteran in this league. He says, I got my own team in Germany. I know how it works. For me, it's a business at the end of the day. Right? But he said, he thinks it's terrible for the league that there's. Tell me how else you would do this. Should there be no trading? He says it's terrible for the league that it's become an event that overshadows the games on the schedule this time of year. He doesn't like that the players have no control over where they may land. There's a lot of factors: personality, the coach, style of play, playing time available. All that can change the trajectory of a player's career. He said, quote, it's like modern slavery. It's modern slavery at the end of the day. Everybody can decide where you're going, even if you have a contract. Yeah, of course we make a lot of money. We can feed our families. But at the end of the day, if they say you're not coming to work tomorrow, you're going over there, they can decide that. They got to change that a little bit, end quote. Look, there's trigger words, right? And that's one of them. Slavery was slavery. You had slaves working for masters, and they weren't getting paid or getting paid very minimally, or basically getting housed and fed and abused, not making millions and millions of dollars.
Not forced labor in the NBA.
That's right. You enter
like the
into a
league is what it is. You know that there's contracts can be traded, and I am so tired of these athletes being like, "Oh, we should be the only ones that decide everything." So you can decide where you want to play. You can withhold your services, but when an organization says we're making a change, we need to switch things up, then you're all going to start crying a river. No, you can't have it both ways. There has to be a give and take. And players have a lot more power in the discussion. And I'm fine with that. But then to act like they should be the end-all, be-all, that's not how it works. That's not how you build teams. That's not how the league functions moving forward. That's worse for the league you're in.
Yeah. You know what you're getting into. You know the profession that you're getting